What if I told you that getting seriously wealthy has almost nothing to do with how smart you are? I know, it sounds kind of crazy. We're all taught that a high IQ, a great education, that's the golden ticket, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea that just flips that whole assumption on its head. And we're going to do it by looking at two very real and very different life stories. Okay, so check this out. On one side, you have a tech genius. We're talking a certified brilliant innovator, sky-high IQ. His result? Total financial ruin. Then, on the other side, you have a janitor, a guy who lived a pretty quiet life, totally average intelligence. His results? An $8 million fortune. Yeah, you heard that.
So, the question just slaps you in the face, right? How is that even possible? How in the world does the janitor end up millions and millions of dollars ahead of the genius? Well, the answer is it's surprising, but it's also incredibly good news for the rest of us. All right, so let's dig into our genius first. This is the story of someone who, if you just looked at him on paper, you'd bet all your money on him. He had all the raw material you could ever want for financial greatness. Just think about this profile for a second. The guy had the best education money could buy, he was a top expert in his field, and everyone talked about how smart he was. He could solve these incredibly complex problems that would just break other people's brains. And yet, the bottom line on his life's balance sheet was bankruptcy. And here's the absolute heart of the matter. Being smart enough to build a complex algorithm is a totally different skill set from knowing how to manage your money. Intelligence just isn't a guarantee of good financial behavior. Actually, sometimes it can be the opposite. It can lead to a dangerous level of overconfidence. Now let's flip the coin and talk about the janitor who won. This is the amazing, true story of a man named Ronald Reed, a gas station attendant and janitor from Vermont. And his financial story, well, it couldn't be more different. So when Ronald Reed passed away, his entire town was just stunned. They found out this humble, quiet man had secretly built a fortune of $8 million. Just let that number sink in. 8 million. He wasn't a genius, he never invented anything, and he sure as heck never earned a big salary. So how on earth did he pull it off? His strategy was almost shockingly simple. First, he lived way below his means. Second, he saved every spare penny he could. Third, he put those savings into solid, dependable blue chip stocks. And then, and this is the most important part, he just waited, patiently, for decades. He just let compound interest do its thing. This quote from Robert Kiyosaki just nails the whole idea. It's not about how powerful your mind is. It's about how it's trained. Ronald Reed trained his mind for patience, for discipline, for long-term thinking. That right there, that was his superpower. And this brings us to the real secret, the key difference that separated our genius from our janitor. It wasn't IQ at all. It was behavior. You could even say it was about mastering a completely different kind of language. And believe me, it has nothing to do with grammar. When we talk about financial language here, we're not talking about complicated Wall Street jargon. We're talking about the language of behavior. It's about being patient. It's about having the emotional discipline not to panic when the market dips. It's about learning to think in terms of decades, not days. This is the language Ronald Reed was fluent in. And when you just lay it all out side by side like this, the whole picture becomes crystal clear. Look at it. The genius? High IQ, but a complex, maybe overconfident strategy. His behavior was his downfall. The janitor? Average IQ, but a dead simple strategy that was powered by ironclad behavior, patience, and discipline. The outcomes? Well, they speak for themselves, don't they? So what does this all mean for you and me? Well, it's actually fantastic news. It means your financial future isn't locked in by your grades or what college you went to. It's determined by something you have 100% control over. Let's be perfectly clear about this. That number on your IQ test, the fancy name on your degree, your job title, none of that gets to write the ending of your financial story. It's just not the author. You are. More specifically, your behavior is the author. Your habits, your discipline, your patience, that's the pen. Every single time you decide to save instead of spend, or to invest for the long haul instead of chasing some hot tip, you're writing another sentence in your own success story. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about.
Every day, with every dollar you touch, you are writing your financial story. So, what story are you telling?